Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 163 of the Sonic Movie Show, the only show that's about Sonic news, and Sonic movie news. My name is Ethan, and with me here to review the Sonic movie for the fifth time is Devin.
We have fun together.
We do on the Sonic Movie Show.
Which is a quote, but I thought it fit. Because I don't think we would be doing this for the fifth time if we didn't have fun doing it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm going to say this every year. In an alternate universe, my brilliant idea of doing a podcast where every week we watch the movie again and talk about it again.
That is like...
You know what I mean?
No, that is torture.
In the multiverse.
We need to get paid a lot of money to be doing that. I'm not saying it's out of
the... You get a lot of use out of having a Blu-ray.
yeah, that's for sure. But I'm saying, like, I would only do that if we're getting, like, millions of dollars. I'm saying each. Like, we're not splitting it. We're not both getting 500K. I'm talking millions each.
Bro,
enough to...
After, like, 12 times, you don't have to pay attention. You just start talking. It would devolve into one of those just regular podcasts, but, like...
right.
And so, yeah, remember the part where we would just do that every single time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or would it be cheating to, like, break it down by scene, like, frame? Like one of our favorite Twitter accounts that we follow, at Sonic Movie Show on Twitter.
Zoom's 24/7.
Not the name of their Twitter. Yeah, Zoom 24/7. They've been posting every frame of the Sonic movie since, I want to say, like, the DVD first came out, and they're still, like, maybe 2/3 through the film. I think they last checked that it's when Eggman's dancing in his his trailer. So they haven't even gotten into San Francisco yet. Like, it's pretty
they're still
far.
On Act 2 of the movie.
And by the time I think they're done, I think Sonic Movie 3 will be out. And I'm not sure what they're going to do next. Are they going to start over? Are they going to go to...
That would be funny if it's just all right. Well, first off, they have to go through all the credits and stuff, which is going to be funny.
That's true. There's a lot. It's decently length credits.
But it'd be funny if they just went back and just started the first movie again from the beginning.
That would be funny.
Or,
I mean, I hope they do the second one, and then
here's what you do. Because it's a bot, right? And I'm sure it's just been fed all these frames and says, okay, every 6 hours post this next sequential picture. You interlace Sonic Movie 1's frames and Sonic Movie 2's frames. And so, like, Sonic Movie 1, Sonic Movie 2, Sonic Movie 1, Sonic Movie 2, back and forth. That could be an idea.
That sounds like a lot more work, but I'm assuming it's just a bot. By the way, they tweeted 39 seconds ago, and their Twitter account is @Zooms 24/7. So go check them out. We're definitely fans of them. They only have 356 followers. They deserve a lot more.
Elon almost killed that bot by making people have to pay for the API access.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's their pinned tweet. This decision from Twitter means that this bot will shut down on February 9th. Hope you've enjoyed the run. And guess what? We're still kicking. We're still going.
Well, like most things on Twitter, he says something and everyone says, "No, fuck yourself." And he's, "Oh, I'm sorry." Lols.
Yeah, the scene that they're on is the line of course I want a latte. I love the way you make them. That's the current line that it's on.
Of course.
Yeah, about 2/3 of the way through the film. It's a long way to go.
But hey, speaking about that movie, we watched that today. And you know what today is? This is the 5th time we watched a Sonic movie. It's also my birthday, so that was great.
And it came out originally. That's when we saw it. It was on your birthday, right?
We saw it the second time was on my birthday. First time was Valentine's Day, opening night. Well, I guess, or maybe it was the 13th opening night.
Yeah, but like I think they always say the Friday of. Yeah. But yeah, we did see it the Thursday evening. We got the tickets and what
on this train of thought on like it's technically the day before is the day release. I saw an article in the middle of today. February 16th is the day we're recording this, which is my birthday. Yes, I'm 28 now. How did you know? Ant-Man Quantumanian or whatever comes out tomorrow. Freaking Gizmodo article says, all right, here's the breakdown of the end credit scene. I'm like, dude, how did you see this movie? It's the middle of the day before. Like, give me a break.
I think I saw that too, that they said, like, this happens. And I'm like, yeah, I don't give a fuck about more. I'm honestly I'm starting to say, fuck it. I don't care anymore. Because
Max Scoville on Twitter pointed out that the word Quantumanium has ant and man in it. And they should have had that be like like those words be bigger and then word
Oh, missed
quantumanium.
opportunity.
Missed
Missed
opportunity.
opportunity.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm kind of over
italicized it or
Marvel.
something.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
But I'm not gonna lie, and this is so lame. You know, I'm kind of over the Marvel stuff, but like, you know, when they make that Superman movie and they make the Batman and Robin movie, which is called Brave and the Bold is what it's based off of, but like where it's his son is Robin. When those movies comes out, I'll probably be on the DC train in a pretty like
As
obnoxious
long as they're
way.
standalone, I don't have to freaking watch like
No, that's the
20
thing is they're
films
supposed to
to
be a part of the
feel like I
universe.
know what's happening. Whatever.
So what?
We're
In
on the
any
Sonic
case,
universe. They're all
yeah.
they don't
There's
even know
only
what's
two of
coming.
these. You
They don't know
know?
what's coming. No, this is Iron Man 2 or the next one. Well, the next one's Iron Man 2. This is Iron Man 1. They're not ready for. Remember when we pitched our video game MCU basically,
Right, and I completely
where
misunderstood
we
the
said
premise.
that Sonic is this Sonic movie is Iron Man equivalent.
Right.
So,
Right.
but
Yeah.
yeah.
And Sonic movie 2, I feel like that's more like The Little Mermaid, where it's like, all right, the Renaissance is coming back. You know what I mean? The Sonic Renaissance is coming back.
The Little Mermaid.
I just wanted to say something that wasn't a Marvel movie.
Oh.
You know?
I'm like, is next? Yeah, because I don't think coming out with the new Little Mermaid or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's gonna be a Renaissance or the start of one then.
No, I was just talking about the original.
Oh,
Because remember the Disney Renaissance was like the 90s. That's when it started with Little Mermaid. And you had Lion King and Aladdin, Hercules, Tarzan, which they lost rights
that
to in 2002. Shortly after Kingdom Hearts came out.
Tarzan is the second movie I've ever cried to, but not because of
Really?
sadness, because of fear.
Really? That's
yeah, yeah. So the first
interesting.
movie I ever cried, first movie that made me cry is Godzilla vs. Destroyer, because Godzilla literally dies and he melts. And I saw this when I was at my old house, which means it was before 1999. So I got to have been like 3. But I remember watching it, Godzilla melts, and I'm like, fuck, Godzilla died? And then like that's my first concept of death, so I was crying from that. But then then I saw Tarzan in theaters. My grandma and grandpa took me to the movie theater that's now closed. There on Ridge Road in Rochester, New York. Shout out to that theater. Yeah. Rest in peace. We saw a couple movies there. But yeah, when the gorillas came and started yelling, I just did not have a good time with that. And I was like, I started like being that kid that's screaming in the theater.
No.
So they had to so they took me home and I was bawling. Yeah.
Sucks.
Yeah. And I never seen that movie since.
Really?
I literally do not know what happens after that.
I haven't seen Tarzan since I was probably around that age either, to be honest. That was one of those Disney movies where I'm like, I don't know, you know?
But that's, And ever since then, I have not cried to a movie. I've gone teary-eyed, but I've not bawled.
Man, I cry in lots of different movies just because, you know, I'm not a piece of shit. You know, I actually have emotions.
I am.
Yeah, often. But sometimes it isn't just like sadness. Sometimes it is one of two things. Either this is such a beautiful moment and like it happens to me, or like I think of this almost, and it sounds super lame, I'm sorry. I think of this almost as if like this is an art form. Well, movies are an art form, but like the sense of the art and how amazing this moment is, and the I don't want to say editing because it's not the phrasing that's popping in my head as I'm watching that, where I'm like, I get chills and goosebumps and then also tears at the same time with certain things where I'm like, oh man, I don't know, I can't think of anything, but like I don't know.
I was new with like recently with like Last of Us, right? Like even when you know it's coming, it's like still like you get a little like whew. Or I had that moment with God of War Ragnarok the other day when like Kratos said this one thing and I'm like, why did that fucking hit me to the core? I'm like, why am I sitting here it was like 4:00 in the afternoon on a Saturday and I'm like, bro, I wasn't ready for that. Why'd you do that to me? And it was just like a subtle, like the way the line was delivered with the context. I'm just like, fuck. But what moment made you cry in Sonic the Hedgehog? We should probably talk about it because you joked about like if we did the Sonic movie every episode, that eventually just be whatever podcast, and we just started doing that. So we should.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I I would say probably the opening again.
Once those rings came on screen, Ethan, when we saw it in
Not
theaters,
the
Ethan
rings
was bawling.
with the bird dying.
Ethan was bawling in theaters from the very second those rings popped up.
I probably said this last year or the year before, who fucking knows. But the Sega logo being comprised of footage of different various Sega games. I had the thought today, and I probably said it before, I probably had the thought before, but like, man, kids these days have no idea what any of that shit is.
I
Except
don't.
Sonic. Like,
I think I saw
there's Yakuza in
Golden
there.
Axe.
Yeah, and then there's like Phantasy Star, and Space Harrier, Samba
no Dino
Amigo,
Crisis. I know it's
Space
not them,
Channel
but they should have thrown it
5.
in.
Yeah, Dino
Should have thrown
Crisis.
in Dino Crisis.
That reminds me of we watched Resident Evil Degeneration, and they had the shitty Capcom.
Yeah,
Like it had like the Ghosts and Goblins like music just trilled up to 11. I'm like, ugh.
they put gain up to 200%.
It was bad, and that's like I don't know. People like Ghosts and Goblins, but not me. The Sonic one's good. I think was better though. It came out a year before Sonic the Hedgehog, but the Pokemon one for Detective Pikachu was just I don't know. I haven't seen the movie since theaters, but just like a really nice render of a Pokeball. I should probably watch that movie again.
We could just revisit it at some point, I guess. Maybe like a little like
do a proper like episode on it because it was our third episode. I think I had titled the episode "We Saw Detective Pikachu," and so we should maybe let's do a review on the movie. It was fun.
Some point. I don't know when, but some point when we feel like it.
A proper review because
that was the pilot episode. All right, that was really like the pilot episode, and that's why it took us like 6 months to return. It's because we had to talk to producers. They're like, oh, we like what we see here.
Yeah. So in any case, the Sonic movie, otherwise known as Sonic the Hedgehog, released in theaters on February 14th, 2020, before the world ended. You know the drill.
Literally.
It's been 5 times.
An alternate universe where COVID was just like 2 months earlier in America would have been interesting.
Yeah, movie would have failed. It would have failed. It would have been like that Pixar movie, Onward, released 1 week. Never mind.
Yeah,
and then like no one remembers that movie. That's a D&D movie. I liked that movie. Did you see the movie? Like there's literally there's a credits at the end of the credits they're like thanking Wizards for letting them use like the gelatinous cube and another like monsters from.
So it was like
D&D.
Straight D&D. I just knew it was like high fantasy for sure.
Yeah, and like they're going on a road trip, but like the Jack Black, or no, it's Chris Pratt. That's what sucks. They had Chris Pratt be the older brother with Tom Holland. It should have been Jack Black. Because the character was Jack Black.
Don't worry, you're getting Jack Black soon, like in a couple months. So
yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Any case, yeah, he plays literally a tabletop role playing game, and his brother's like, "No, that's lame," and then like, but all the things that he knows from the game helps them on their adventure to find their dad. There's a pair of pants in the movie, because like they had a magic spell and it didn't fully bring them back.
Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants reference, I think. That's what it sounds like.
That was also the movie where like they did the this cop is okay because she's gay thing. Like, here's a queer character in the Pixar movie, but she's a cop.
We can't make any jokes because Wachowski is a cop in this movie, and unfortunately, we have to cheer for him.
ACAB also means Tom Wachowski. Yeah,
I know it's tough.
It sucks.
But at least I'll give him credit.
Mean Leon Kennedy, but it does mean Tom Wachowski.
At least from everything they describe, what he does just seems like just a good neighbor. A good community member. Like he's like, I think at one point he mentions, "Oh, we clean out the gutters or like help."
I had a thought.
Person.
I had a
What's
thought.
That?
You're not 100% correct. What are cops meant to do? Protect property. When the power goes out, he's on the phone with Wade. He says, "Call whoever to get the generator to the supermarket so that the food doesn't go bad." The supermarket. Number one, they have their own generator.
They didn't care about maybe someone who's on a ventilator or something.
It's all about protecting the property of a business. Tom Wachowski's not for you.
This movie is propaganda or propaganda. Fuck.
Yep.
I thought we were safe, Ethan. I thought we were safe.
Not.
Damn.
We're not. Also, at the beginning, he's begging for people to speed by so he can get them. A good cop wouldn't want anyone to speed by. He wouldn't want to get anyone.
Yeah, I hope in the third one I hope in the third one he Like I want to pretend. I don't want to pretend because obviously it's fucked up. But I wish like they still had current events in the Sonic movie. So I want there to be like he's like I'm no longer a cop. After George Floyd, I learned that I
Oh
was
my
wrong.
god, no, I don't think I want that in the Sonic movie. I
You don't
don't
want that
think
in
I
the
want.
the first 15 minutes.
No,
They're like he's not a cop anymore. He is a
a
plumber,
firefighter.
fight. That'd be cool.
Firefighters save people. That's their job, is to run to danger. Cops don't. They don't have to do
But
that, and that sucks. Any
I
case,
want
yeah,
to say
that
though,
was my. I think my one takeaway from the movie is, he really thought about that property before he thought about anyone else. Like, oh no, old Henry's on a ventilator.
yeah, right.
You know
Or
what I
hey, the
mean?
one hospital in town
Yeah.
is currently
Green
has no
Hills
power.
General or
Yeah.
whatever. Or maybe they're so small that they don't have a hospital; they just have a urgent care.
One urgent care with like two doctors who work Monday through Friday. It's not even open on Saturday and Sunday. If you get injured Saturday and Sunday, you're just fucked.
Yeah.
Probably
Go to the dentist office down the street. It's a private practice.
I do want to talk about in terms of Wachowski, is it would because when he first finds the quill like in the grass on the side, that got me thinking of how cool would it be if it turned into a detective like movie or detective show where it's like them just trying to
detective trying to
like
figure
they're
out
just
what
trying to
this is.
find the Blue Devil, and the movie's called The Blue Devil.
Interesting.
Maybe that's a potential like multiverse maybe like TV series down the line. Is that
we have our one multiverse idea of him teaming up with Leon Kennedy to just do the events of Resident Evil 4 with the Monster Hunter in the background. Remember that?
Right.
That was your
awesome.
MCU thing.
Yeah.
So this is the other multiverse thing.
Yeah.
Where
is that
he doesn't actually.
He is trying to hunt Sonic down, the Blue Devil, and he only has one witness, and it's Crazy Carl or whatever they call him.
Right.
And it's a small town, and maybe Sonic is picking off people one by one, like bodies are showing up. But no, and also I want to point out that I just really loved that cake joke. Still is funny. There's a lot of jokes in this that to me aged well and still hold up, and I still like found funny, even if I knew they were coming. And I think the cake joke is probably my favorite one when she shows the cake and it says San Francisco sucked anyway
with the bridge on fire.
Yeah. Oh shit, dude! I just remembered. I'm literally going to San Francisco next week.
Okay.
Do I have to make a pilgrimage? Do I have to make a pilgrimage? Pilgrimage?
What's the building?
Whatever that building's called. Do I have to go up to the top of that?
I think they'll let you.
Should I try though?
you obviously, it's very obvious when you're going to do it, but you're going to have your phone. You're going to be vlogging the whole time, and you're going to try through the lines of like, "I'm a cop, and you got to let me up to the."
Oh, I gotta say exactly what he says. Have a duffel bag with me and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm using for my suitcase this time. I could just put like a sound box in there, a little Bluetooth thing, and then play the Sonic lines, through it.
Oh my god.
God damn. See, I was excited to go because I was like, I'm gonna go see the bridge, the Golden Gate Bridge, where the apes cross during Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. One of my favorite movie scenes.
Never seen
when the apes are going across the Golden Gate Bridge, flipping cars over and shit. Fucking amazing.
Wow.
But I might have to. I'm gonna at least try to go see it. I'm gonna beg my mom, be like, we need to turn the car to this direction.
I want to see the building from Sonic.
I have to touch it. I have to touch it.
Yeah.
I have to. I don't know when I'll be back. I gotta touch it. So,
one of the parts of the movie, San Francisco, that I don't think aged super well, but it happened so brief, and I don't really give that much shit about it being not amazing or anything like that. Excuse me. Is in the beginning, as we're panning over San Francisco. Basically, what it was copter shots of panning over San Francisco, and then superimposed onto that was Sonic running through the streets with Eggman's flying jet.
It was like
lasers.
two flares basically. It felt
but then but there were parts of it where it was zoomed in. You can see it shooting lasers at Sonic with the explosions, and the explosions in particular look super imposed. I don't care.
It wasn't.
But I noticed that I'm like, oh, okay. It's not perfect.
Yeah, it wasn't very.
Movie's not perfect.
But But then after that, like I feel like any close-ups and whatnot, like the actual action, I think still holds up.
Yeah. Can I just say too, this movie moves now, and we said this last year, but I really feel it now. This movie moves at such a clip. I watched it this morning. Granted, I was also kind of paying attention to something else, but like moves at such a clip. There are,
it's like
you
what,
can basically
an hour and a
count
half?
the number of scenes on one hand, or like
Yeah.
locations, really, which most of the time is just scenes. That's good. It's good. I appreciate that. Don't
It is
waste
a
my
good
time.
small. I think we've said before. Yeah, it's a good small scale movie. And I think it was they helps them play it safe. They didn't want to do all the zones and have to worry about that.
Right.
They kept it in one area, and that was one critique of Sonic movie too, was because we felt that they could have expanded on it a little bit more. They did, but we still wish there was a couple more locations. But I think the third one will definitely have a lot more locations, if not worlds, I imagine. But yeah, this does move at a good rate where it's like, even if we've seen it at least 5-6 times at this point, and even if I know what's coming, it does move pretty quick, and it's an hour and a half, and it feels that way, and it's just keeps it moving. Hey, I don't like this part. That's fine. We get to the next part pretty quickly. It's boom, 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 boom.
I think often about I don't know why I phrased it like that, because I don't think often about it. But
He's up at night.
think about sometimes, occasionally, the scope of the movies and where they might go. And I know people were asked to write for this movie, and they turned it down because they didn't know what they would even do. Like, how do you write a Sonic movie? And there's multiple approaches. Obviously, you could copy one of the games, copy one of the cartoons, like thinking about like the original Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon, and that's a very, very base interpretation of what happens in the video game, set to a more Warner Brothers Looney Tunes type of thing. This movie took a very, I want to say grounded, but very not focused on Sonic at all film premise and put him in it. And you can look at it like, because I mentioned, I think last year, the year before, like, how quaint is this movie going to feel after Sonic 2? And last time we reviewed this movie and watched it was before Sonic 2. So, we can now answer that. It does feel quaint and small to me, but it's a foundation piece that the universe can be built onto. Because, one of the things I think we both praised or enjoyed was the fact that Sonic movie sequel, Sonic movie 2, had the sister and had like these people in it still. Like, they had a plot. They were a part of it. It wasn't just like, all right, goodbye, you're not needed anymore because Tails and Knuckles are here and the kids want to see them more than you. They managed to make those people funny. And I understand we're not talking about that movie now, but those people are because of this movie, and this movie sets up what I imagine to be those people in a reoccurring fashion. So then you can build the
some
universe
degree,
off of,
yeah.
Spoilers, Shadow is going to be in the third movie. They tease him at the end of the second movie. And they're probably going to be, as movies happen more and more, because they're making enough money. Even if the third movie doesn't do as well as 1 or 2, they'll make a fourth because they can. And they know that there's money involved. They'll be building on it bit by bit, adding in fuckos left and right. Maybe they'll add Silver the Hedgehog. We had
it's
a recent
no
exposure
use.
with him. I want Shadow to kick him in the back of the head in the movie. That is my number one dream, for if Silver and Shadow are in the movie. Recreate that snippet of the Sonic 06 cutscene with Shadow just kicking Silver in the back of the head. Please do that in the movie. I don't care if he has to do it to Sonic instead. But as they introduce these pieces, they're still going to be connected to how we understand the universe, which is what this movie begins with. And I think that that's important.
I mean, yeah, this is a good
I don't know if I
origin.
explained that properly.
No, it makes total sense. Like with what we know at the second movie, I feel like this movie needed to exist for that movie to happen and make sense and be fun. I don't know if Sonic movie 2 by itself is a good standalone movie because it's building off of that. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm totally fine with sequels having the purpose of being like, nope, you should know what the first one is. Not every sequel needs to do that. There's been plenty of examples of that where like
Shrek 2.
You don't even know what happens in Shrek 1. But yeah, you know what I mean. Is that like there's some movies you can just watch. Fast
Fast
Five.
Five.
We always say is a good standalone Fast and Furious movie. You honestly could start there and go forward, and you'll probably still be in.
Knowing Fast X is tied to it, just watch Fast 5 and Fast X. There you go. There's your sequel. Yeah.
Right. But like I think
Paul
that
Walker?
yeah. But the Sonic movie I think is a good origin movie. It's very it's just a very solid film, just like watching it again. And it still holds up, like I said. That was my big thing that I was looking for, is like, is this still funny? Seeing it for a fifth time. Granted, we watch it like once a year, so it still feels generally fresh for not watching it.
Yeah.
Like Ethan proposed every episode.
I say that, but, and keep in mind, because I've said this to you many times, I hate watching movies again. I just don't like it. I've gotten used to it with Fast and Furious, and shit happens in those movies you don't pick up on, and you can ask me a question of like, so what was the bad guy in Fast and Furious 6 trying to do? And I couldn't answer your question, so watching it again helps with that. If I had to watch this movie every 3 months, I would probably kill myself. And I'm exaggerating, obviously, but like that's the amount of dread I would have, like, fucking watch this movie again. You know what I mean?
But yeah, I mean, like for something that we watch once a year and we still feel like it's pretty good, is says what it says, how good the film was made and all that. Jim Carrey still rocks. That's one of my notes, is that Jim Carrey still rocks. If anything, I feel like I like him even more, knowing what he does in Sonic Movie 2. Yeah, coming back to this, I feel like
it's weird to see him with the haircut and the mustache.
Yeah,
in this movie.
But I like that he almost kind of built off of this one, this Eggman that he portrays in this. Couple details that like either made me laugh or made me think about the movie in a different way, or just something I found interesting. The first one was they mentioned James Marsden, playing Tom Wachowski, mentions that they use the neighbor's Wi-Fi. And I think this is actually like super funny. Like I've heard this joke how many times, but now it's like really clicked with me. I'm like, it's super funny because they have this big ass house
and in Montana,
and they're far away, which they would think would be cheap. No, they probably had like a good like $500,000 house right there, and they're like, yeah, we still use the Wi-Fi. Like I find that hilarious to me. I'm just like, you have probably good money, clearly. Somehow, but you choose to still steal Wi-Fi from your neighbor based. Another thing I noticed or made a note of is watching the baseball scene again. Not when Sonic's there, but when the kids are playing. I just want to point out that the pitcher probably he needs to learn how to throw lower in the strike zone. He threw it way too high, and that's why they hit a home run there. So I just for the pitcher, I want to work on that.
Did I ever tell you the joke I did at your expense? I don't know which review of the movie it was. You went into a deep dive on the baseball thing, and in that episode, I sped up your speech by like 1.5 or 2 times speed.
No, I did not know that.
So it was really fast. You can obviously still hear it, understand what you were saying. I'm like, I don't know. I remember mentioning it to you.
Wow.
I'm like, I don't think he actually ever listened
to this. He's doing 1984.
That's the power I have as the editor.
There's nothing I can do about it. But I'm the one who makes the clips. Now I can return favor now.
Hey guys, Ethan sucks. Yeah, that's you have power too.
Yeah, I can do it now. Don't listen to this episode. He fucking sucks in this one. Another detail I noticed was when Eggman first arrives back to the baseball field, and we see Neil McDonough, which he's been in a couple of video game movies that we've mentioned in the past, playing Major Bennington. You know how there's that whole dialogue with him? Yeah, right before that starts.
Nobody cares.
Right before that starts, is Bennington like puts his hand where his gun is when he's walking up, and I'm like, I like that little detail that I just noticed, that he feels threatened by him immediately. Just his aura and how his entrance was, that he like puts his hand on his gun. Little small details. I appreciate that, Neil McDonough, for doing that little thing. Another joke that I thought was funny was breastfed. Actually, still, that's one of my favorite jokes, because it's so weird.
A joke
and
that slaps.
Yeah.
That
and Jim
with the
Carrey.
Olive
It's a Jim
Garden.
Carrey joke.
Yeah.
for
There's
sure.
some jokes that are still good. There's jokes that aren't. Like, so watching him floss, I don't find that funny. Or even interesting. The rubber band ball thing does not hit for me at all.
It was also in the trailer. It was also in the trailer a lot, so that didn't help.
Yeah.
Another thing, so when they fall off the building, that I hope to see, I made note that, like, I noticed that all his rings scattered everywhere.
Yeah.
And when he starts running away, he picks them all up really quickly. And I just never like picked up on the small detail.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, I pay attention to movies, so I guess I just don't have your problem.
Yeah. Also, Robotnik starred coups in other countries for the U.S. government, and they just kind of like made a joke about that. And I'm like, that's actually
the coup in Pakistan or Pakistan.
Yeah. Then they made up a country, which I thought was hilarious. But
so did F9. Yeah. Here's the thing. I don't think that was a joke at the expense of the United States government. I don't think the writers wrote it like that, but we're going to take it as that. Yeah.
We're going to take it as that. Another joke at the expense of the U.S. government and just United States, I guess, capitalism. At the end, Olive Garden gift card, right? It's supposed to be funny that all I got was an Olive Garden gift card. And I'm like, that's still more money than any resident got in East Palestine, Ohio after the train exploded.
Right, because it wasn't
still
it was a large amount, but it was split up a lot.
Yeah,
by a lot of people,
which equates to $5 per person. So, them saving the world and basically almost dying multiple times to Dr. Eggman is $25 gift card or whatever. I think it was $50 gift card. So just remember that, folks. When if an oil spill or something happens in your area, reference this movie and be like, I want the Wachowski package. I want the Olive Garden gift card at least. Don't give me $5. Give me the $50 gift card Olive Garden instead. But no, those are my notes I had in my notepad that I wanted to share because I don't know, those are some of the details I noticed. Oh, sorry. One last question. What did they do with Longclaw's body? Did they eat it?
Well, I don't think the echidnas.
Do they put it up as a trophy? Do they pull out all the feathers? And
they probably searched her for clues, searched the house for clues. But here's the thing, like,
will we ever see what happened?
The Sonic movie 2 contextualizes it a bit more. Remember, the owls and the echidnas fought each other. They all died. Remember, they die.
That's right. They have,
because it's just
basically
Knuckles.
A world war and no one won.
Right. We don't know if all the owls died, but all of the echidnas except for Knuckles.
Maybe it's bird flu. Maybe they did like some.
They got the avian flu.
That's how the echidnas maybe battled back, as they gave him the flu.
Maybe.
I don't know. But yeah, that was just one idea. I'm like, what happened? What would happen? Okay, the little hedgehog we were chasing, the little hedgehog that disappeared, and now she died. I'm assuming she died. Maybe she didn't die, because she only just got shot down, and then she says, "You got to run." So maybe she got captured.
Here's the thing. They have the reins to do whatever they want. If they want to say, because we gave our what we want from a Knuckles TV show episode thoughts, and we talked about him searching, and there could be other echidnas out there. He says he's the last, but that's what he thinks. There could be others. His dad could be alive. Like, Longclaw could be alive. Maybe it's a thing where, like, Knuckles is like conflicted between following his father's duty and his father's commands to fight in the war with them, with his dedication to his new friends, and
the war,
because they fought the owls.
What if they retcon that it was Knuckles who shot the arrow?
They'd have to also retcon the fact that he was like 3. He was Sonic's
Well, yeah,
age.
because in Sonic movie 2, they said that like everyone left his town and never came back, and then he was by himself, right?
Yeah.
So that's another question I have: is then Knuckles has to be younger than
No, they show
Sonic.
Knuckles with. They basically show what, if I remember this correctly.
I mean, we'll see in a couple months when we do our review of
a forest area, which I contextualized as the same forest that the Longclaw lives in with Sonic on Green Hills. Knuckles' father literally has a hand on Knuckles' head, and he's a baby. Knuckles is a baby boy. He's baby Knuckles. Like there's baby Sonic here.
Yeah.
They are like roughly the same age, Knuckles and Sonic. So Knuckles has been alone for like, I don't know, 8 years, however old Sonic is. He's
So
probably
long
like
as Sonic
12.
has.
Yeah.
Sonic was alone up until this movie.
It's true. Well, Sonic also had like people around that he could parasocially, relate to. Knuckles, I think, lived by himself. So
I just need to know like the timeline. I'm struggling a bit with the timeline of like when
Jeff
did all
Fowler,
this tribe.
Hey, Jeff Fowler.
Jeff,
we need you to write down the Sonic movie timeline, please. We need to know how
Do it
many
on-
people
yeah.
Sonic has met, how many people Knuckles has met. We need to relate stats to them. I want to know their ages, blood type. That's a big thing. Favorite foods, and then the timeline. Is there a multiverse? You don't have to answer this yet, but like when you make the
Think about it.
timeline,
You gotta think about it.
leave space down below it. Like make the image rather tall for no reason, so then you can add the extra timeline. And please, Jeff, thank you.
And then if you could do it on a like do it on like the Variety like YouTube channel, they always do kind of like the fun like directors behind the scene like breakdowns. That'd be a great place to do it, in my opinion. So
I have a
more
better
visual
place you could do it on. This fucking show. Get your ass on here, Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff, come on.
Here. Yeah. What's Shadow doing? What's he gonna do?
Yeah, what's he doing? Well, okay, that's a good question.
In his heart?
Do you? I mean, now we're getting to Sonic Movie 3 predictions again, which I think we did an episode on, right?
We'll do it.
I'm gonna relate. I'm gonna relate it to this movie though. Where do we think Knuckles? Where do we think Shadow is during these events?
That's a good question.
Has he been created? Because that's one theory we had was Robotnik creating Shadow. I know we pitched our dream idea, which is that Robotnik's mom
right.
has had Shadow capture this whole time.
We basically try to write a way in which Jim Carrey's Dr. Robotnik / Eggman can be redeemed somehow by having him fight an even worse villain alongside our heroes.
But it's
so
his mom.
cliche. Yeah. Yeah.
And the mom is just like even more evil. Yeah. But no, I wonder if I'm assuming Shadow, what we see in the end of Sonic Movie 2, is happening after that movie happens. Maybe not directly after, but around the end of that movie. And I think that he was captured to some degree, or he was created. One of those two things.
Because he was created in the games. So if he's created and he's like Mewtwo sitting in there in the test tube chamber thing, has he ever reached consciousness and woken up? You know what I mean?
Is he woke?
Probably. I hate everyone. Oh,
he's so edgy.
He doesn't just hate X people. He hates everyone.
Right.
I always found it so annoying when someone it was like, I hate everyone equally. It's like, great.
Therefore, I'm not racist. I'm like, no. Right. I think it makes you either okay. If you're not racist, at least you're a shitty fucking.
It just sounds like you're proud of it. Honestly,
yeah. Weird.
When I hear that, like, you just think you're proud of being an asshole.
Yeah. Which is what Shadow will be. And we hope actually Shadow is.
When Timothy Clemente speaks voice through that hedgehog's
I
mouth.
want that to happen so bad. I will, if it actually like comes out that he like does that and we fucking predicted it.
We didn't predict it. We willed it into existence.
Yeah, it'll be
it's us.
We need to get into casting is what I'm saying. Is that because clearly we're on the same page.
Yeah.
We should be in the writing room for the next Sonic movie is what I'm saying. But yeah, I think Shadow, I guess, could be existing at this point during this movie. I'm just not sure.
Yeah. Well, it comes down to
what degree.
I think it comes down to how and why is there a Project Shadow? Is he based off of Sonic? Is he based off of something else? Like, wasn't it the explanation? Is there any explanation in the games that Shadow, because his quills point up backward in the back.
He puts some hair gel in,
just like Supersonics, and the explanation is that they made him based off murals predicting Supersonic versus the final boss in Sonic Adventure 1. Like there was these ancient murals predicting the future, and they made that to save them. I read that somewhere. Maybe it was just people
Shadow is the
wishing
ultimate life form, right? So like,
yeah.
I think what they're gonna do is just tie it
fucking
with
stupid phrase, by the way.
I know.
Sorry. Ultimate life form is such a I'm 14 and edgy as fuck. You know what I mean? No one who says that is badass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think it's just tied to. I think he'll just be tied to Eggman in some way, whether it's like our dream scenario of Eggman's mother or just Eggman himself. And I
question.
Yeah.
Okay, so this movie is doing its own canon, right? It's obviously taking things and leaving things, etc. Do you think, and I don't even know how likely I think this would happen, but do you think they would ever introduce an OC, a new hedgehog, brand new character, brand new hedgehog, Marv the hedgehog, and he's yellow?
I don't know. I mean, how many options do they have though? I mean, like making up a new hedgehog. I think
they'd have to have it start with the letter S because of the box spines. Remember on the GameStop shelves? Remember that?
Oh my god, yeah.
Sandy the hedgehog.
Sandy the hedgehog. I just feel like there's been so many hedgehog variations throughout the games, comics, whatever.
Yeah, but I feel like comics.
Yeah, but I'm saying is if they do it, they're gonna be like, oh, this is a ripoff of this, because I feel like every color hedgehog has been done. There's been a blue one, there's a green one, every Power Ranger one, right? Yeah. Power Ranger color. I don't think they will. I don't. I think if they were gonna do it, it would have been in the first one here.
It's not even Sonic in the movie. It's some other hedgehog. It's Philip the hedgehog.
I meant just like that. Like we already got an original character.
Yeah, instead of Longclaw, it would be Sonic's dad.
Sonic's dad. Yeah, Sonic's dad named Carl James or something.
James Carl the Hedgehog.
James Carl the Hedgehog.
Oh no!
But you can call me James.
His name would be Thomas too.
Oh my god!
And he's voiced by what's his name? Cyclops. James Marsden. Not John Marston from Red Dead Redemption. James Marston, but doing a deeper voice. You know what I mean?
He's doing the Joel voice.
Yeah. Ooh, Pedro Pascal should be in the Knuckles show. He's in every prestige TV show.
Dude, that would be awesome. I would love and it's just him. It's just fucking him.
He can be Idris Elba's as Knuckles' dad if they do flashbacks. Because I don't think he talks.
No, I just want Pedro Pascal as himself in it. Like for some reason that like Knuckles is just with
a dude. Knuckles with the dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Knuckles and Pedro Pascal. Send to the bank. Easy money.
Yeah. One random thought I had about this movie was just how violent Eggman threw the biker dude out the window.
Yeah, and they quickly cut away from it too. I love it.
Just hilarious. Yeah.
And it's because and also as they put up that window, they literally just replaced that window and throw him
that's
through
a gag I did not think of. That's smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a double joke in there.
Wow.
I like that.
Now, if I want to do this, point my glasses up real quick here. In the bar scene, Sonic the Hedgehog enters the Speed Force. Time stops. And he sets up so many goofy shenanigans, people punching each other, etc. And then when he's ready for time to catch up to him, he lets it catch up. How does this affect the rest of the universe? Is this something he can do? Will he ever be able to go that fast ever again? Yeah, I had that thought. I'm like, this is. I mean,
he does.
Dumb,
he does though on the top of the tower.
Yeah, but in the next movies, when it matters, when Tails is gonna die.
Did he go in the second one?
I don't know, but when like Tails is gonna die and Sonic has to save him and he fails and Tails doesn't die, but something else happens. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna be sitting there thinking, like, man, he ran around a bar for 3 hours while time stopped.
It wasn't 3 hours.
Like.
Man, you know any things he could stop if he could do that all the time?
9/11.
Like just 9/11, JFK.
Yeah. As the planes are coming in, you can run up
That
the
is
side of the building.
an OC comic that I want. Sonic stopping JFK's assassination.
Wow.
Sonic is like he's like a
He was in on it, and then he decided it was probably not
yeah.
moral to
I
do it.
want it to be like some sort of like espionage, like classic Cold War theme thing where Sonic is he's done some assassinations, right? But then he's trying to get out of the game and he starts going too high up, kind of like a John Wick thing where he's like, I'm done, and then somehow gets wrapped up in. I didn't see that. That's the one where it's the dude in Afghanistan, right?
No, that's American Sniper, and that was a fucking what's his name movie. No,
Sorry.
fuck that guy. That was a Clint Eastwood movie. Fuck that.
Gotcha. Okay.
So dumb. It's one of those shooting Afghan children makes the troops cry movies.
Yeah.
So fuck that.
You know what's another good war movie that I think doesn't get talked about?
Ready Player One.
World War Z.
Fury, huh? With Brad Pitt in the tank. I never saw that.
Yeah, and what's his name from Walking Dead?
Oh, Negan or Rick?
No, the other guy.
Daryl.
The first couple. No, he's the first couple seasons. Oh, what's his fucking name? I can't even think of the actor's name or the character's name.
Michael Madsen.
But he's been on a TikTok too. Like they've been a lot of TikTok.
I don't watch TikToks.
You gotta.
Oh, Devin, I have other things that take up my time.
He has like one line in the he's the dude that I sent you on that tweet that one time where the woman grabs his crotch in the car.
I don't think I watched that tweet. Sometimes I don't click them, and I'm at work or something, and then I forget. Maybe that was one of them. I'm sorry.
It's Rick's friend in the beginning, first couple seasons who
cheated on his wife.
Bag. Yeah, him.
Oh, that guy sucks.
He played Punisher. In the Punisher.
He doesn't
TV
suck
show.
as a person. Then he has a massive anxiety. He's also in Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Breakpoint.
I like Tom Clancy better.
Tom Clancy is a very like schizophrenic. America is both the most powerful nation on the planet, but also so fragile that anyone could destroy it. You know what I mean?
You know, this nation, man, it's put up by a bunch of cards.
Yeah.
If you take one card out, the wrong one.
Yeah.
Big
Stars
gust of wind
and
happens.
And xenophobia. Those are his motto. Yeah. Good games though. I played I think the first Ghost Recon game on my GameCube. I rented it.
But you didn't play Call of Duty Ghosts.
I didn't. I own it though on PlayStation 3. So, this movie happened, and then 3 years later we're back to review it for a fifth time somehow. We watched it twice, and we watched it.
I'm gonna put a proposition up.
Yeah.
Do we want to?
We're gonna watch it every year.
I was gonna say I'm offering for us in the audience that like this could be it for now.
We're gonna watch it every year. It's a tradition
until there's like a director's cut of some sort.
We need to watch it every year. It's a tradition. It's literally the name of our fucking podcast.
I think next year it shouldn't even be that though.
We'll figure out an angle. We said we would do that, and then we're like, oh, deleted scenes. Then our Blu-rays didn't have them, so.
Or I think it was on a separate disc when we did it. But
yeah, well,
we did director's commentary last year, and that was cool.
Yeah.
Maybe we watch it backwards.
Here's the purpose of this viewing. We watched it again. We enjoyed it. At least I think we did. We need to rank it on the Sonic Movie Show official movie ranking.
It's at A, right? Currently, that's where we put it, right?
We're ranking all the Sonic movies, starting with this one. This one's number 1 so far. When we finally get to our fifth watching of Sonic Movie 2, then we can decide where
I
Sonic
disagree.
Movie 2
I don't think it's number 1.
Devin, there's only one movie on the list.
Yeah, but I disagree.
All right. We're going to watch Sonic Movie 2 in April. We're not going to rank it. We're not going to rank it because it's the 1 year anniversary. How does this movie hold up in our minds? Because I haven't seen it since theaters. I don't even own it. You know?
Yeah, I was going to wait to get it before April. I'm going to go to Best Buy or something, try to see if they have a collector's edition or...
Because it was never as cheap as the Sonic Movie 1 Steelbook was when we bought it. It never reached that price. I follow Wario 64. It never reached that price.
I don't know why Sega isn't sending us free ones, though. I just don't understand it. Or Paramount, whoever.
Someone needs to buy it for us. I don't have the money. You know? I don't have the money. We're going to watch Sonic Movie 2. We're not going to rank it. We're going to talk about if it holds up. And then next year we can rank it.
And then what are we doing for this one next year?
We'll figure that out when we get there.
What if we could change it later and people won't forget anyways. We could do a watch along. We haven't done a watch along since like episode 10 or whatever.
That's what we'll do next year then for this one. We'll do a watch along. It'll be like a live stream and then we'll review it at the end.
And if we don't do that, pretend this didn't happen.
I mean, if it doesn't happen, then there's probably legal reasons why it didn't happen. Because unless it's on Amazon Prime at the moment, we can't do a legit watch along. What we would have to do is say, cue up the movie, press play when we say to.
Do it old school. That's cooler anyways.
Yeah, it is. And then, like, live stream is just us reacting to the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we review our reactions.
Right.
And see if that holds up.
How
a year later.
Well, I think my Pogger's face was better than yours.
No, the year after that, we listened to our episode live and record over it, being like, "Oh, that was funny, Ethan. That was a good one."
That was right. Like watching an old stream. I mean, it's literally what it is, but like,
yeah. But it would just be us listening, and then we don't have the movie.
I like this idea. Next year, 2024, is a watch along of the Sonic movie. 2025, our 7th viewing of the movie, is not even watching the movie. We should queue up the movie too, because the live stream is just going to be our own audio. So yeah, the movie plus our own audio, live streaming us reacting to our own audio while the movie plays.
That's so fucking stupid. I'm down.
Hey Siri, remind me in 1 year that we're going to be doing a live stream reaction to the Sonic movie.
Okay, your reminder is set for the 16th of February, 2024.
Yeah, and if we can't do a live stream, that'll be like what you said, where you have to start it whenever.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll figure it out. Regardless, it's going to be some sort of watch along, and then after that, it'll be a watch along of the Sonic movie.
All right, we have.
And that gives us 3 years to decide whatever the fuck we're doing for the next time after that. That's plenty of time.
So to reiterate, the first 2 times we see the movie are fun times in the theaters. The third time is, hey, has it hold up? It's been a year. The fourth time is director's commentary. The 5th time is whatever this was. The 6th time is a live reaction. The 7th time is a reaction to the reaction. We need to apply that formula to every Sonic movie.
I like that. Okay. Yeah, we really locked in then.
We're locking it in. We're
going to be like 35 by the time we fucking get to Sonic Movie 3. That's going to be great.
Yeah. This will probably end up being my most watched movie that I am a cognizant adult for.
Yeah, when you die, you get like stats, and that's gonna be like favorite movie. It's gonna say Sonic movie, and they're gonna be like, that's not my favorite movie. They'd be like, you watched it 80 times. That is your favorite movie. I don't make the rules. This is how it is. You watched this 80
it was
times.
autoplay.
It was autoplay. I left it on when I was gone.
Yeah,
when I was at work for the cat.
Okay, well, we're gonna call it. Fuck this. No, happy birthday, Ethan. This was fun.
Happy birthday, Ethan.
Yes.
Your birthday's forever tied with the Sonic movie.
It is. Intrinsically tied. Yeah. There's Sonic right there. You gave that to me for one of my birthdays ago, or Christmas or something. It's really hard to see on camera.
It's a good nightlight, though.
I need to get like a black construction paper backing to put behind it.
You need to record in the dark, I think.
Probably. I mean, I can do that right now.
Oh, we should do a Sonic movie show after dark. Another idea. Sonic movie after dark, and we just record in the dark.
I mean, like
That's it. It's no different than any other episode. It's just that we're in the dark, but we call
Sure.
it After Dark, and people think it's gonna be raunchy.
you still can't see it. Now it's just blue.
It makes it more look like a door to heaven in the back. When it's dark, it looks like you're going to heaven.
Oh, now the ring light won't turn on. Now my main light. There we go. Oh, it's so bright whenever that happens. Every time I'm done streaming or doing an episode with you, I turn the ring light off and one of the side lights. I leave the other side light on. The ceiling light here hasn't worked in a year, and the bulbs are really tiny, so I never replaced them. So I just literally use the streaming lights to light up this room. But I turn them off immediately, and I feel so relaxed as soon as this ring light is off. But yeah, we're going to call it here. This was fun. This was a fantastic episode of the Sonic Movie Show. If you want to watch more, I'm sure you're already on YouTube or Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Audible even. Deezer, remember? We're on a bunch of weird ones. I'm sure we have 0 hits on all the weird ones, but we're on these places. So, just listen to other things. Remember, The Chronicles of Diesel is a completed and finished podcast run until May, in which we'll have 2 more episodes.
You could start from the beginning, and it's a whole journey.
Yeah. 1 episode a day. At Sonic Movie Show on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram.
Yeah. YouTube.
YouTube, again. I mean, yeah, you can literally youtube.com/at Sonic Movie Show, and it should work. I'm on Twitter at Ethan Absolutely. Devin's on Twitter at Persona Fun. Let us know what you thought about our 5th watching of, I don't know. What do you think that you'll be here in a year to watch us watch the movie? And do you think you'll be here in 2 years to watch us watch the movie?
I think that if you're in it for the long haul, I think you will be rewarded in 3 years from now.
You'll get a $50 Olive Garden gift card.
Yes.
This was a fun episode. We'll see you next week. I think we're going to be talking about something a little bit more topical for Sonic. Something that came out last year.
We're going to a new frontier.
Definitive opinions on the game. Sonic Frontiers next week. So until then, have a fantastic day. Goodbye.
This can be a prelude to a larger attack.